This is a big wheelbarrow meant for hauling light duty, leaves and stuff. And I just abused the daylights out of it, hauling big logs and everything. So you can see on the bottom there, it's really broken up. Turn this thing over, and you can really see, get it all the way turned over. You can really see how broken up it is. And actually this axle is bent. I have a broken tire there. I am going to renovate this guy, bring it back to life. I mean, you can see just how broken it is. We're going to use Gorilla Glue to do all this. See how well that works. This is probably my biggest challenge with Gorilla Glue. You might have to replace that axle, definitely that one tire, or most likely that one tire. So rinse it. If you have one of these, you want to get started by rinsing it down as best you can. Let it dry. Alright, it has to be dry on both sides. We got to basically tape it together, get the structure all back together, and then start doing our Gorilla Glue. And see how that all turns out. In the meantime, we could probably remove these tires. I think the caps come off, and we could probably slide them out one way. And if I can't straighten the tube out, I'll just find a way to replace it. I'd like to put rubber tires on, maybe have them come out a little bit further too. But we'll see what happens on that. I used a knife to pry the cap off of the tire, and it's got this little ring inside that's holding this together. Also, this is a hollow tube. That's probably why it bent so easy. So I might put a solid tube in there. The thing is, it's going really hard to get that off and probably get replacements for that. So I think what I'm going to do is just saw the bar in half and then take it out on both sides, and take the tires off the other way, going inwards. Well, I used a hacksaw to cut it, and then I was going from this side, came back on this side because I couldn't get it in the groove, and I actually had to lift this up while I was cutting. So I was very careful not to hit the black, cause more damage than was already there. And these guys look like they're going to come right out nice and easy. Just a little wiggling on them, so they'll come out, and it gives me something to do while this is drying, so I can find a replacement for those guys. Hey, here's an idea for you. See where this crack goes, and it goes all the way right here is about where it ends, and right there is where it ends. I learned this in the Navy, and I'm sure upholstery guys knows this, or other people do, but if you have a crack on your dashboard or some kind of other plastic rubber, if you drill a hole right at the end, you have to find out where the end is, drill a hole right at the end, drill a hole at the end of that one, and it's not going to go any further. Now what you want to do in this work area is it's going to be hard to hold these together while the Gorilla Glue is getting sealed up. Alright, up here should be okay. We should be able to tape that closed and do that, but over here it's going to be hard to do. So what I want to do is I'm going to work my way around, and we're going to drill holes over here, and we're going to stitch them together. So just work them in. I'm going to put them probably about an inch apart. I'm going to use a green string to stitch them together and hold them together. So work your way around. I'll bring you back when you want to put some kind of tape on the other side to stop the Gorilla Glue from dropping, and that's why you need to have this dry so you can work with that. All right, and that's going to be tough reaching inside doing anything. So we're going to do most of our work out here, I hope. It's the stitching, bringing up, and all that with the rope. I might have to go in, come out, go in, come out, and that's going to be a little time consuming. But I think this is going to work. Now I duct tape where I worked on the inside. Let me show you on the outside now. Okay, that's where I stitched. It's holding pretty good up here. I didn't go all the way across, so I might do that another time. Just do a little bit at a time. I'm going to put some pressure on this to keep it closed. I'm going to have to find some way to actually keep that closed. I'm only going to do up to here and maybe this piece. But this piece right here, you see the duct tape underneath of that to hold the Gorilla Glue from actually dripping down inside. So I couldn't get these two to stay closed, but these are staying closed nice, and I have to squeeze the Gorilla Glue in there. So it's not going to be perfect, and also my twine broke right there, and that's probably why it's not staying tight. I could just eliminate that and bring this guy tight right here and just do that. Just hold that tight, tie it off someplace, and just work on that later on. Well, the only way I can get that thing closed is probably some duct tape. Okay, I tried putting some bags of rock on it and stuff, and they just kept on sliding off. Wouldn't do it. So I don't really know if this is holding together because it is down on this side, up on that side. I'm going to just work with it. Over here, you want to keep an eye on that it's not going too far in. It shouldn't go too far in, and definitely push down a little bit. Okay, you can see that kind of moves. It might be an overlap, you know, lip up or whatever, but it's going to hold when it's done. Also fill in the hole that I don't think I put any tape over that. That's why the hole's still there, but you might fill in that hole too. That could be a drain hole for water. Not that you have a big one down here. Also, I found that I have a couple more. No, maybe I got them already right there and there. Thought I had a couple of more lines to drill holes in. Okay, definitely have the mineral spirit standing by because I did get it on my hands. Okay, just like it says in the beginning of this video, mineral spirits, you got to have it standing by when you have the Gorilla Glue because that's the only way that I have found to safely remove Gorilla Glue without any pain. Hey, just another thing here is do a little bit at a time. This is a big project. I mean, going across there, down there, and then under there. Okay, so do the easiest part first. Get that done. Let it dry for a day. Let Gorilla Glue just do its job. All right, when you come back, take the tape off. Take a look what it looks like. Start working on the next one, and then let that go. And then over there, or you might want to do this one, that one, then the center when you have a big job like this. Wow, inside of maybe 3 hours, look at that. It's not solid yet, but it's definitely able to be worked around. I got to do some work in here still. All right, it did pretty good here. There's no opening. That's all black of this. It's wet. So there's really no opening. And even if there is opening, we could just fill it in. We could tape it. I see some tape in there. And what I could probably do is still move this around. I'm going to take a knife and cut that down and see if I can move it a little closer when we do all this. Because this in fact, there we go. We broke that side off. So what I'm going to do is work on this side right now. It looks like I don't need anything to hold that together. It's holding together really nice. So I'm going to go right in here and do this up to that dot right there. And just keep working around. Now, what I did is I put this on just like you do caulking compound in the bathroom or something like that. Yeah, I know this is in a pretty dark area, but I think you can see the crack right through here. All right, this is what I'm going to work on. I just put tape on the inside, including inside that hole. I'm letting my Gorilla Glue go to you see the dark area right here where my pinky is. All right, get that all the way to the top. All right, and go ahead and have it come out into the hole. All right, remember, use this sparingly too because it does expand. I'm going to bring this across just like I'm caulking bathroom tile or something. I'm bringing it right out to there. Do not cover up any other holes because you might need those holes. All right, in fact, I think I can cover this one. And I'm going to leave that one available. All right, so just let that sit in. What I'm going to do is spread those apart enough to get that to soak in. Now remember, keep the mineral spirits available to you because if you get it on your fingers when you're spreading or doing something, it's the fastest way, the easiest way to get this stuff off your fingers. Here's a way to get this rope through the holes really easy. Now, rather than keep wetting this and try to manipulate it through because you're going from both sides, it's really pain in the you know what. So take a piece of tape, go in the same direction that the twine is twisting, and then put the tape on like you're doing a shoelace. All right, a shoelace breaks or the tip comes off. You can do the same thing on a shoelace. So some really cool additional idea for you, maybe. All right, you want the tip to be narrow, probably the narrowest part of this whole thing, and then you can put it through. My next one's right here, and you fit that guy right in there. It's a lot easier to put that in than try manipulating the string through that little hole. When you're on the other side pulling it up, hey, don't pull on the tape because the tape might come off. Pull on the rope itself. So hopefully that helps you out while you're doing this. And check this out. I drilled the holes already, did everything. I had to break some of this because to line it up. And my key point is to line up right here so everything fits. And I used a framing. Okay. A framing tool, and I pushed those together because I was sitting on this side and on this side here pushing together, and they were lining up. So I used that, and check this out. That's almost a perfect line up. Got to pick up this a little bit when I get there, so I'm just going to do this right here right now, and then do that later on. And over on this side, okay, if I can get on this side, all right, it looks like it's doing the same down all the way down here. That's pretty sweet. So if you have a tool like this, or you have a friend that has a tool like that, it might help you out in a case like this.